Hello, and finally, at long last, welcome to Trigger Warning. That's the fourth time I've said that tonight. I'm Hayden and I'm joined as ever by Mr. Showbiz himself, the enormously sparkly Mr. Graeme Booth.
Hey man, you alright? You good?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good, actually. I'm good. It's nice to be out of the house again.
It is, yes.
Multiple times in a week.
Yeah, I know, it's all getting a bit fancy.
I've been in the mud all week. I've been in the mud all day, though. I've been loving it.
You've been in the mud all day?
In the mud with loads of kids. Not necessarily all of them mine.
He's having a James Gunn moment.
Having a James Gunn day, yeah. It's been great.
You've been getting dirty with children.
I have, yeah.
Strangers' children.
Yeah, strangers' children.
Oh.
Some of them, the parents weren't even around.
You got to be careful now. You'll get fired by Disney. We've got to take that easy. You may notice you're watching this on video tonight. We usually do this as a radio show every Tuesday night. We're not actually going out through the radio station tonight, but we wanted to try this out, see how it works, and if we like it, we'll do it a little more often. Because usually when we do the radio show, we're not sat in the same postcode, let alone same building. We use clean feed and all these other things, and it works well.
And I do it in my underwear.
And you do it in your underpants.
Every time. It's nice. Got a little ritual. Everything's in its place, and yeah, we have a little chat. It's weird tonight. It's a different vibe. I don't know if I like it yet.
It is unusual. It's not quite as well. Obviously, as well tonight when you're talking. Yeah. I have to listen.
I know, yeah. Can't just mute the mic and play with the dog.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Graeme. I'm very passionate. Wonderful. Anyway, Muslims.
Don't be saying that, right? Because it's already proven, right? Someone on Twitter, when that person was asking about the skeletons in my closet, pointed out that you are the racist.
Straight in there.
They did.
Massive racist.
Yeah, huge racist.
I didn't reply because I haven't gone and cleaned up my 10-year-old tweets yet.
You did click like.
I did click like because I liked it, yeah. I wasn't going to fuck about. I liked it.
Yeah, that's me, mint.
I love that guy with that threat. Trying to some faux fucking pathetic bullshit, trying to threaten you like, I bet this guy's got skeletons in his closet. And it's like, it's Hayden Hewitt. He's got the skeletons out of his closet and formed them into a fucking throne that he sits on laughing.
Yeah.
You know,
skeletons. You know, we'll go into, I want to do this more on, we will talk about this because we have to, but we're going to do on Thursday. I'll probably lose my shit a little more about it. But if you guys are familiar with the James Gunn, you know, they found some of his old tweets that he's already been all weak about and apologised for years ago. They were shit jokes. He was being a shit posting edgelord, and he spoke about, you know, pedo jokes. He told pedo jokes.
Amongst other things.
And now, of course, the right have taken over the job of the left for persecuting people for fucking comedy. And James Gunn's been fired by Disney. So all I did was said, you know, because people were saying he's a pedo. It's not these are shit jokes and they're not suitable for Disney, which is fair enough. Disney can fire him for that. It's their prerogative, private company, right? It's their business. But Patton Oswalt, there was he made one, was it? My donkey's very friendly. The children love to stroke it. And underneath, hashtag career-ending typos. Okay?
Yeah.
Clearly just, you know, the worst thing you can imagine, and straight away, pedo.
Yeah.
And it's Mike Cernovich doing it.
The scumbag himself.
Yeah, the guy that was accused of rape and managed to talk it down to misdemeanor battery.
Yeah.
The man that says alpha rape isn't quite as bad as other rape. That you can't rape someone without violence. It's not really rape. This Mike Cernovich, I can't say rapist because he'll sue me, but the accused rapist, he's not a nice man.
Yeah, we can call him a dick.
I can definitely call him. I've got to be careful though, because what was the other right-wing one? Mark Dice?
I don't know.
Do you want to call him a twat? And my notification fucking blew up for about 3 days.
See, here's the thing, man. Like someone like Alex Jones, like he's there spouting all this crap day in and day out. I don't care. I really like Alex Jones. I think he's hilarious. But Cernovich is just a scumbag.
Yes.
I watched a live stream of him where somebody had tweeted something about him, and he was there on his live stream with all his, all his minions, and he doesn't just give out the Twitter handle of this person; he spells it out.
Oh, he says that, and like, he made very clear. He said, "Let's destroy their online lives."
Yeah,
he was very clear in his aim and intent. And all this is a game of politics. Because there's that thing, I meant to put a joke up, a shit pedo joke, you know, like, it's been very hot lately, hasn't it? It's been very warm.
It has been very warm, yeah.
So you got to keep. I've been walking around my house naked, but I did have a concern about the kids from next door being able to see me dick over the window ledge.
Yeah.
Sorted it. Wore my wife's heels. If you said that on Twitter, all of a sudden, pedo. So I don't really show my cock to my neighbour's kids, and I can't fit in my wife's shoes.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Well, it's not funny. Well, many things aren't funny, but they're still okay. What's wrong with why is the line suddenly drawn with paedophile jokes?
I like the stiletto image there.
It's all right.
I'm really enjoying that. Yeah, I'm going to need a second.
You're going to save that one for later.
Yeah.
I understand completely. Before we get too into this, we just say we do have a guest in the studio tonight. I introduced him once, but it was all broken. So, but we've got Nick.
Good evening.
Who is a triggerist.
Indeed.
Yeah, full-blown triggerist. And Nick has been very good to Trigger Warning. Not only has he come to hang out with us, and we're hoping some of his cleverness rubs off, to be fair. Although he's going to be very careful what he says, because he probably could be fired for making shit pedo jokes. So I'm going to make them for him. But he also, he's donated to Trigger Warning these fine microphones, which is really, really good, and we genuinely appreciate it, dude. You're a rock star.
More than welcome.
And while we're doing these shout-outs, got a big shout-out to Tez, who hopefully is going to come and see us, because he has very generously printed us up some Trigger Warning mugs from the Mad Johnny Media design, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got to give big props to Mad Johnny as well. But he dropped them off as well, and I wasn't here. And I feel really bad about that, but hopefully he's going to come on Thursday. He did these, and he's also printed up a couple of T-shirts with the same design on them.
Very good.
What
very
a top
good.
guy. What a really cool bloke. I can't wait to meet him, because I want to talk to him about a few other bits as well. Give him a good crinkle in front of the microphone. They're really loud.
What?
I did that to Graeme with a chocolate-covered Belgian waffle once.
Yeah. I can tell when you're stroking your cat when we're live on air as well.
Yeah, because you can hear him purring as well, can't you?
You get your mic is right there at cat height, and I just did. Bob Stew's on the chat. He's just mentioned Dan Harmon as well. Dan Harmon got caught up in all this. He is definitely a pedo stuff.
Is that the Rick and
That's the Rick and Morty writer? Yeah.
Well, how can it? But he was taking the piss out of Dexter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like, okay, so it's okay that you can have a serial killer as a hero. Why not a paedophile?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't give a shit for Rick and Morty. It's not my sort. I'd never really talked to it, but I thought that was brilliant. But not once did it cross my mind go, paedophile. Frankie Boyle. Oh, they wouldn't like his jokes, would they?
I know. But you know what? Well, Frankie Boyle is always, when shit like this kicks off, he's always the person that I think of first, because I think, right, what if he said it?
Yeah.
Does he have a license? Is he allowed to say it? Because if he's allowed to say it, then everyone is.
But here's the thing, you can't get him fired now. They did it from the BBC because he said that swimmer had a face like someone looking in the back of a spoon.
Yeah.
Wasn't she differently abled or something?
Yeah.
Oh, just ugly. I think she was just ugly.
I don't remember. I think it was some sort of disabled joke.
Was the name Rebecca Adlington? Is that her name?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember, but I think she's just funny looking, whether it's a disability or she's just fucking ugly. I don't know, but he made a joke.
Yeah.
And he got fired off one of the shows that
he
was
did.
on.
He used to do, was it like Mock the Week? Or
Yeah, but
like
I think
that?
they'd had enough of him on Mock the Week because it became the Frankie Boyle show, didn't it?
Yeah, because he was amazing. He does do something else though. He does this New World Order, but it's shit. It's like he's had all
dreadful.
his fangs like
he's been
filed
neutered.
down. Yeah, it's terrible.
He's been neutered so he doesn't go wandering too far.
Yeah. He had that American comedian that I really like on the other week. What's he called? You know, the Doug Stanhope.
Doug Stanhope.
And I was like, oh my god, Frankie Boyle, Doug Stanhope, same room. It was shit. It was shit. The only good moment was Doug Stanhope, just because they were just shitting on conservatives, shitting on the right wing, and he just stopped them and said, "Oh, can you just actually justify anything you're saying here? Like, have you got anything to back any of this up?" Essentially, that's what he said. There was nothing.
No, of course there
because it
was.
was just the usual circle jerk of like, "Oh, evil Tories" and that, and it was like, and you know him, he's an extreme centrist. He's one of them, isn't he? One of those free speech extremists, the dirty bastard.
I've always liked Doug Stanhope, apart from the problem with his manager that we've covered before.
Well, yeah, but we can't take that too personally.
I can.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing with all this. So you've got Dan Harmon, you've got James Gunn, Patton as well. I mean, there was an interesting one with Patton where it was rap artists are just monkeys in expensive clothing, and it
Racist.
awful,
Massive racist.
until you read the tweet before it where he was moaning about Fox News saying exactly the same thing. So he was turning it around.
All this, we've seen it against Alex Jones this week.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can bring the article up here. But essentially, Alex Jones said, and I'm going to paraphrase a little because I can't be asked bringing it up. In fact, no, I better had, because if I don't get this right, it's going to sound silly. Now, all the headlines in many outlets, Newsweek, The Hill, quotes, it's Alex Jones threatens Mueller. And the part of the quote they used is, "You're going to get it, or I'm going to die trying." You're going to get it, or I'm going to die trying. With his big manly butch beard that he's got now. He's really got the bear thing going on.
He has. Do you know what? He's got surprisingly buff body as well, hasn't he?
No, he's just very butch.
He looks like he's dead fat, but then you look.
Did you not see the before and after photos?
No.
So yeah, he's quite chunky.
Yeah.
And the after photo, he was just redder.
Yeah, I do know the one you mean. Yeah. He just looked like he'd been in the sun, doesn't he, for 3 days straight,
But here's the quote from Alex. Now they said, I'm coming to get you. What he actually said was, politically, I'm coming to get you. So it's a bit of fake news there. Sensationally. Everyone's latched onto it. Everyone's tagging in the FBI on Twitter. But that wasn't the worst thing to say.
It's just making him stronger, though. It's just making him stronger because the FBI aren't going to charge him.
No.
It's driving more traffic to his website.
Had it been a threat,
yeah,
they might have. Or it might have been the Secret Service. I don't know, the FBI. But what he said before that was the dangerous part. I mean, Mueller covered up for a decade for Jeffrey Epstein, kidnapping kids, flying them on sex planes. Sex planes. Some kids as young as 7 years old, reportedly, with big perverts raping them. Sorry, that shouldn't be funny. Not little perverts. Big perverts. With big... Fuck's sake. With big perverts raping them to frame people. He was referring to billionaire sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, obviously. Friend of Prince Andrew, I believe. Jones continues, Mueller is a monster, man. This sounds good in my accent, doesn't it? People say, well, God, aren't you scared of him? I'm scared of not manning up. I'm constantly in fear that I'm not being a real man, and I'm not doing what it takes, and I'm not telling the truth. Well, there's a reasonable fear, but perhaps he could just take, a couple of handfuls extra of super male vitality and just really fucking man up. But yeah, this, at least in the article, points out they were dueling politically, but the photo of Alex is him yeah, I'm gunning for you.
Big mistake, though. Big mistake.
Wasn't Mueller like bronze fucking star and shit in Vietnam, and he's been in the government for years? Do you think he's really sat there going, "Oh no"?
But
fuck.
That's exactly it, though. This attention is exactly what Alex Jones wants. It's exactly what he wants, isn't it? If he every night he goes live and just chats complete shite.
Oh yeah.
And it comes and it goes and it comes and it goes. But he really, honestly, he's just waiting for people to lock onto stuff in this exact manner. Big
perverts.
But big perverts.
Plane full of big perverts.
I mean, right.
Muscular. Huge cocks.
There's a couple of things here. The problem is that there is some truth to what he's saying, though. That's the problem.
What about the sex planes?
No, in terms of he's got this ridiculous over exaggeration. For example, I worked on Alexander. I probably shouldn't say the movie, considering what I'm about to say. But we used to hang about with a guy that used to drive the drugs van. It was literally just a big fucking truck. Couches, bongs, everything you could have possibly imagined, and that was his job. Fucking Oliver Stone and all that, getting in there, getting wrecked out of their fucking faces before they did anything on set. We used to see girls we never knew what happened to them, but they were
big perverts,
floppy, and shit was going on. There's a certain kind of world there, and you do attract a certain kind of people. So there is something there. Of course there fucking is.
Oh yeah.
You can't be that famous and that entitled. You can't have that many sort of pussies flying right at you, constantly without becoming a bit of a freak. But I don't think there's necessarily like sex planes.
Well, there might be.
in that
Jeffrey
respect.
Epstein probably did have a sex plane.
Yeah,
to be fair, he was a billionaire fucking chap.
Yeah, I'd have a sex plane. Of course I would, man, if I could. But I don't know if I'd have like a rape sex plane.
Oh, it wouldn't be full of kids and
Wouldn't be
big
full of kids.
perverts.
No, they'd be dressed as kids.
I'd demand that the perverts were smaller than me.
Yeah.
And considerably less well endowed.
Small perverts. ID on the gate.
Midgets.
Ethical sex play.
Yes, very much an ethical sex play.
Shit goes wrong once you're on board, but it's all consensual
With
beforehand.
midgets. I'm not letting the midget thing go.
Well, you've got to have at least one, haven't you, if you're going to do shit
Got to
at
have
that level.
sex midgets.
Yeah, of course you have.
Do they have normal sized willies?
I believe so, yeah. I don't know from experience.
If there are any midgets watching, let us know. It's Graham at TriggerWarning.tv.
But here's the other thing as well.
Photos appreciated.
And Owen Benjamin was going on about this. This is the darker thing. I don't think necessarily that James Gunn is a paedophile.
No.
And I certainly don't think Patton Oswalt is. I mean, there's definitely context for that. But they could be. They could very well be. But this isn't evidence of it. But Owen Benjamin did point out something quite interesting. It's like, why are there just so many jokes about kiddie fiddling amongst Hollywood
Because
types,
it's offensive.
Yeah.
It's the main trigger you can use.
Yeah.
It's everyone asks that. Well, you're not suspicious. No, because why is it a pedo joke? Because this.
But kids are getting fucked there though as well, isn't there? There is that.
There's a terrible thing in Hollywood. I mean, look at the fact Victor Salva's still working.
Yeah.
This was the guy that was prosecuted and imprisoned for molesting a child on the set of one of his films, who went on to make Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, 3, probably 4, I don't know. And he's the one that got me blocked from Rose McGowan.
Bless his little
Because I brought up that interview she did.
Well, and there's that fella as well, isn't there? The one that produces iCarly and all those big Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah, there's something
he's got a foot fetish, hasn't he? And he's like he'll get him to do extra takes involving the feet, and he'll write bits where he gets sat on because he puts himself in the show and shit like that. And you're just like, this is just open and known and there and everything. There is that weird thing, isn't there, where, like, for example, what's he called? Now then, cigar arsehole.
Jimmy Savile. How can you not remember Jimmy Savile?
I don't know, man. My mind went blank. I'm not apologising, though, but
you should.
With Jimmy Savile, there was
apologise.
No.
Apologise.
There was that Sex Pistols interview that got censored. There was
John Lydon laid into it, and he wasn't invited back on the BBC for 20 years.
There was the sketches. There was all these weird comedy sketches. Do you remember that one? Not the 9 o'clock news had one where they were
child catchers,
loading him into vans, and it was like, and you do have to think how much of this is people just trying to sort of get it out in humour because they're part of this dark, disgusting world where so many people have got so much on each other, and I work for fucking Disney doing Marvel movies. I don't want to rock the boat; they'll fucking kill me. Literally, you do have to wonder how much of it's going under. But the other side of that is, I don't think he should have lost his job over these tweets.
No,
even with all that, with that. Well, what is
Disney's
going on
right? There? It's any company's right.
Of course,
that's the thing I've been very clear to point out. If Disney don't like what you've done, they can fire you. Because they've got an immaculate history with no skeletons in their closet to do with anti-Semitism and Nazis. But they knew. But then it was pointed out, so they had to be seen to do something because it's the Disney Corporation.
Exactly, that's the thing. It's not what he did; it's the current outrage, and that's the issue. That's the issue, isn't it?
He should have gone and removed them a long time ago.
That's the thing, yeah, because Disney vetted him. He apologised in 2012, I think it was, before he started with Disney. And there was a whole thing there where Disney obviously said, cover yourself, apologise, get on with it. Why didn't they also say, delete the tweets
Yeah, maybe get rid of those tweets.
Yeah, the ones we're asking you to apologise for.
I think just the apology is just pathetic.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I mean, come on, the guy used to work for Troma Films. What sort of humour do you think he's going to have?
I know.
The guys that made Toxic Avenger and shit like that, that's shit like a fucking great film.
Tromeo, he did Tromeo and Juliet, which had a life-affirming rape scene in it.
There we go.
And it was referred to as the life-affirming rape scene in the film.
There you go.
and it was fucking hilarious. And I'm not like...
No,
like,
it was. Of course it was funny. You don't have to apologise for funny.
It's weird that he's having to now apologise for it. And there's a weird thing. I've got a duality going on with all this, because part of me is happy that smug fuckers like James Gunn are finally getting a taste of their own medicine.
Well, what was the first thing I tweeted?
Go on.
James Gunn has been SJW to fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
He loved what happened to
Roseanne.
Roseanne. He loved it. He adored it. I was going to say Whoopi Goldberg then. Slightly different. Slightly easy mistake to make. Very similar. He wallowed in that, and he's been culling for other people's heads. But you know that's the same thing that happened to Joss What's-his-face. Avengers director, Joss Whedon.
Oh, yeah.
Feminist. Rampant feminist.
Yeah, riddled with it.
Oh, he was all over it, him, full blown. Oh, but they turned on him and he had to leave Twitter.
I know.
He had to leave, he had to go, because they eat their own. And now they're right. You remember Paul Joseph Watson had conservatism is the new counterculture. The right is the new left.
Yeah, it's all fucking turning around, isn't it?
All weepy, and that's why they got annoyed with me. That's why my notifications blew up that morning, because I told them they were all being weepy leftist pussies, and for some reason they didn't like that, and they're all coming back at me. You're a pedo. You're a demon. The demon one was my favourite. Be gone, demon. What's it? Fucking Dungeons and Dragons. What's this?
You see, the thing is, right, and some of the
she's the one that told me to stop tweeting at her.
Yeah.
She also said she was a Pizzagate survivor, so I don't know. I believe she does have a history where she was abused, but she's also built on that reputation, and just because she was abused doesn't mean I can sit there and go, what do you mean stop tweeting you? You fucking tweeted me.
Yeah.
You know, she's the one, like, she called me a demon, that'll find out my secrets.
Right.
Oh, they don't find out, you know, that one.
The one.
Yeah, ooh, don't want that. That'd be a bad one. I don't know why I had to say that very deeply. It's because I'm a big pervert.
Are you one of them? Well, you're not getting on the fucking plane, man. Tell you that.
Train. The sex train.
I got a sex train, bitch. I could put me out and have a fag and everything. Fuck
Pendolino,
you.
motherfucker.
Where are you even going, dickhead? I don't know, Hayden.
Up and down the Glossop line.
I can't stand that, though. What, a Pizzagate survivor? For a start, Pizzagate doesn't exist, and
She
secondly,
might have said pedogate, but she talks a lot about Pizzagate, which was bullshit.
yeah.
Okay, it was absolute fucking
But
bullshit.
so what? Something shit happened to you in your life, so you get to be an
how
asshole.
is she get to call me a demon and say my secret's gone out? And why don't you tweet James Gunn? It's like, I didn't tweet him in 2009. I didn't tweet him in 2009. I'm not going to fucking tweet him now. Fuck James Gunn.
Yeah.
Because I don't, as awful as he sounds, I don't really give a fuck. The guy's all right. He's not destitute.
No, he'll be fine.
I think he's got a few bob.
Yeah.
I think he's got a couple of pound in the bank. He'll go on to new things. You know, it's not worked. But she's like, well, you can stop tweeting me now then. So, oh, you don't understand how this shit works. You've got to block me now. You know, I won't stop. I'm fucking loving this. When I woke up and I saw, I think it was 112 notifications. It was one of those, have a brew. Oh.
See, I hate that, me. I'm like, all right, I've either pissed someone off again, or fucking Retro Joe's been tagging us in something.
Oh, when Retro Joe tags you, that's it. That's gone for the day, isn't it? And no one's talking to you or me.
No, we're not.
They're just talking to Joe, but Joe, because he's a really nice guy, has tagged us in.
Yeah, because he's trying to give us a bit of a signal boost, isn't he? Which is lovely. Yeah.
Apart from that, you just sat there going, which Tekken character are you?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
That's the thing as well. You've got all the answers before the actual tweet as well. What the fuck is this even about? Oh, that reminds me. He's on the show Sunday, and
Superb.
Fab are having a bit of a social if you fancy it, if you're kicking about town or anything.
Oh, is that the cafe?
Yeah,
Fab Cafe.
3 till 8 or something like that. I might be in there.
I'll have a see if I can get away. I'll pop down. By the way, just in case, I know you guys all know, but you got to say it. Graeme hosts Game Face show on Fab Radio and Cogent Radio on a Sunday evening, 7 while 9.
Yeah.
And also the Game Face TV show on Thursdays from 8.
Yeah.
while 9.
I might be moving to Monday though. You know, I had a bit of a thing. I've been umming and ahhing about it, and I had a bit of an emotional thing on Sunday. Just
Did
going,
you?
I need to see my family more.
By moving it at night.
I'm wasting a Sunday. Yeah, but no, Monday night, no one cares about me.
Shit, isn't it?
Yeah,
Mondays, so.
I might as well be gone. But Sunday, 7. So I got to leave at 5 or whatever, haven't it? At the latest. Nah.
So if we do end up carrying on doing this, you'll be out Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Yeah, that's fine by myself. She does not give a shit.
Your kid's gonna forget who you are.
No, she's asleep at that point.
No, she'd be lying there going, "I remember when Daddy used to be here.
Yeah, he used to get me juice at
Now
night.
he's off playing with his friends."
She comes in, water. Oh, Daddy. Daddy's
gone.
Soph's got no time for it at night as well.
And then the nights in between, we're gaming.
Yeah. Shh. We're doing the co-pilot.
With Soph taking the piss out of you.
Yeah.
So, yes. But you've got to get Far Cry 5, dude.
Oh, why are you doing this to
Because
me,
you
man?
need to buy it because it's really good. You get to shoot people in the face a lot. And
you can do the whole game in co-op as well.
Co-op, man. Imagine. It's not even multiplayer, it's co-op.
Yeah.
Me and you versus a state.
I know. Oh, don't. Because I was looking at it and I thought, I'll just get the shit one. And then I was
That's all I did.
And then I was like, because the shit one's super cheap, isn't it?
It's like £30. But do you know what? There's enough in that game that by the time you get around to wanting the DLC, you're buying another game. It's fine.
Yeah. And it probably won't do anyway, to be honest. I'll lose interest before
Well, we'll be on to the next one then, won't we?
You're such a fucker, though. When you told me you got Far Cry 5, I was like, oh, Aiden's got Far Cry 5. And so straight away, payday. Wait till payday, Graham.
Well, you did make that water bowl for it, didn't you?
I did make a very pretty water bowl, yeah.
Well, I think it's only fair.
I got The Sims as well. I got The Sims 4.
You have to sit there watch that, don't you?
Oh, it's fucking shit. It is beyond shit. Honestly, it's
World's
just...
shittest spectator sport.
Yeah, it's like... she's made me and our daughter. And I'm like... You're sitting there fucking ignoring me to play with a virtual me. It's just... I can't. I'm just... But she does work very, very hard providing for the family, so
she does.
I'm being chill.
But she could let you have Far Cry 5.
She fucking could, yeah. Yeah, she probably
I'm just
will.
saying. Do you want me to drop her a line? Because she messaged me before to let me know you were on your way.
She respects you.
I don't know about that. But do you want me to give it a try? It's just backing you up, innit? No, do you know what? I won't. Because you won't get it then.
No, it'll
Can Graham have Far Cry 5, please?
It'll create like a weird energy.
So that we can play together more.
Alan said that this looks like a job interview. Yeah, there's a weird thing going on here because you can see my knees and everything.
I know. What do you mean a crap? This looks like a fucking awesome job interview. Are you shitting me?
I know, yeah.
How can this be a crap? Imagine going to a job interview and there's mics and computers and cameras. Well, you'd shit yourself, wouldn't you?
Maybe
Unless it was porn, you'd expect that.
Maybe I'm not doing very well. Like I've just turned up, not dressed for the part.
You're kind of phoning it in.
Fuck is what's all this? No. You're wasting my time, Graham. Get the fuck out.
Well, do you know, there's always the opportunity. I said I wouldn't address the camera, but if anyone out there would like to occupy that seat, it's okay. Give it a try.
Yeah, come in.
And if you've got Far Cry 5 as well.
Oh, you're such a fucker. I got PSVR, right? I hadn't even fucking turned it on yet. And he'd already gone out. I'd ordered it, so as it was shipping, he went out, bought it in person, and he was just there at home going.
I didn't buy it in person.
I thought you went and bought it.
No, I just had it sent to me.
You had it sent faster.
Yeah.
Fucking ass.
Do you remember me sending you the pictures of the package?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm supposed to be working, Graham, but look what showed up.
That was it, because I got it. It is currently out of stock, but they were still taking orders so I was waiting. Yeah, and you were like, different shop.
Fuck that, mate.
It's amazing, Graham. VR. It's the next. This is the future.
It's gathering dust now in the living room.
I know. I went on it the other day. Well, you know what I use it for? I get the Star Wars on anytime anyone comes round.
Oh, that X.
I did it. Yeah, I did it with my dad the other day. It was amazing.
That's wonderful.
And it was. You could see he was just like he didn't even finish it. He was just like, bloody hell, blew his little mind.
Oh, it is fantastic, and I was very pleased that I got it before you.
And it's the best part is you don't have to make small talk with family that you don't really.
No.
Hey, have you done Star Wars in VR yet? Just pop these headphones on, and we're gone. It's almost like being alone again.
I remember the first time because obviously Junior we only allow small goes.
Yeah,
VR.
of course, yeah.
But the first time he tried it, it was wonderful to watch. Yeah, it was. And I was laughing, but of course the wife pointed out the first time I put it on and did the shark dive thing, I was reaching for the cage.
You can't help it. Yeah, those little fish coming through, and you're like, oh, you can't help it. It's some weird part of your brain adjusting to it, isn't it?
It's not a weird part of your brain. It's your brain going, "Why is the fish?
Yeah.
Why is the fish in your living room?"
Yeah, it's like you need to let your brain know that it's not real by putting your hand through it, I guess.
And that doesn't help you at all if you stood up. You know?
No.
And we're not even going to talk about Resident Evil VR. That shit's just
Still not
fucking
finished
wrong.
it, you know. Just screaming, horrible mess of a thing. No, I didn't like it at all.
Hang on. How you doing?
I'm very well.
You sat there very quiet. You're all right.
I am.
You enjoying yourself?
I've forgotten how good it is coming down here. You lose track of
You're welcome anytime.
when the show starts and when real life begins again.
Well, one of the worst things we do, Graham, last week we did the podcast on Tuesday.
Sure.
But no. We moved it to the Wednesday, didn't we? Was that last week?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, one
of
of the
them.
So the night before, I said, let's meet up on PSN.
Oh,
and have
yeah.
a little meeting about trigger warning. We essentially did a podcast
Yeah.
that only we could hear.
2 solid hours.
Yeah.
on private chat, to no one. We weren't even streaming, nothing.
No. And then the next day, I won't mind. At the end of that, it was like, we're not playing now, it's too late. And then the next day, did a podcast. Every time we do this, should we just have a chat about the Trigger Warning project? Yeah, let's do that. Get the voice chat on. Bullshit for 2 fucking hours. It's what we do when we come here, isn't it? On a Thursday and things like that. We just sit and gossip.
Yeah.
It's only what I'll be doing at home. Only you're there instead of on a screen.
Exactly. It's like 4D.
I'm more than happy to sat here.
4D.
Yeah.
Got
4D.
the smells.
Yeah,
Smells.
Oh God! What time? How long? What time? When
I don't
did we
know.
start? I think we've done about 40 minutes.
I don't know when we officially started.
No, do you know what? We apparently we've only done about half an hour.
Oh, really?
We did 15 minutes before that nobody could hear.
Yeah. We've done way more than that.
Something else you wanted to talk about this
Well,
evening?
I've got a few things I want to get into actually, but one of them, the first one. Have you seen these Lauren Southern protests in Australia? Do you know
why are they not letting her in?
No. Well, as you know, she got banned, didn't she? Because she had that was it Mohammed is gay, or Muslims are gay, something like that. And the whole point of that last time she was in the UK was pointing out that people are doing things saying Jesus was trans, and she was pointing out the difference in being able to say, you could have a gay Jesus, you can have Jesus with the rainbow on and all that stuff. The whole point of that protest for her was, you can do that, but don't you dare say it about Mohammed. And that was the difference. And it's actually quite a reasonable point.
Oh, it's nailed on. You nailed on.
Nailed
Jesus.
on. But she was
you
branded
won't get killed.
She was a branded. Yeah, well, that was the point, isn't it? You'll get killed. Not only that, you will be treated differently by the government in terms of censorship and all that. And her point was then proved when she wasn't let in the country based on terrorism. That's what she was kept out. It was as a terrorist, which is a fucking joke. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of her myself, but her tagline is, "I'm careful because this is really, really horrific." But she's known for saying the words, "It's okay to be white." I know. It's
Shameful.
fucked up, innit? Fucked up. The disgraceful, evil bitch is now travelling the world, daring to tell people that it is okay to be white.
But is it?
Well, obviously it isn't. No, it's a shame-ridden thing.
What was that tweet I saw? Jesus. No, it was a link to this Pixar short that's about a Chinese woman and a dumpling. And it's a parable for empty nest syndrome, okay? And I got it.
Yeah.
But the Independent ran with, the new Pixar film doesn't have white people, and white people are very confused.
I know, yeah. Just literally take any movie in existence or any story of any kind and go on Twitter, and somebody has done a tweet going, "I didn't really get that."
Of course, because stupid people get on Twitter as well.
Like any film, anything, and so you just get one going. Someone watched that, and then they're like, "Oh, white people aren't impressed with this, eh? Hey, bit too local for you, was it? You fucking gammon."
I mean, I was chatting to someone else, and it's like, well, how else would they find these stories? It's true. It's like, You can find anything you want on Twitter.
Yeah, 100%.
Any opinion you want, pro-terrorist, anti-terrorist, pro-black, anti-black, white supremacist, black supremacist, whatever you like, it's on there. And if you point to it, you'll get the reaction that you want.
Yeah.
And then you've got a story. So when they say people are going mad about this in such and such a place, 2 people might be doing it on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
By the time they've reported it, everyone's hopped on. Usually an angry, hairy lesbian as well for some reason. They're all over. Whenever there's an opportunity to be angry, those ladies certainly get angry. I'm not just picking on lesbians. There's angry trans people as well. I'm very inclusive.
That's wonderful.
I'm very inclusive.
Well, someone needs to bridge the gap between the lesbians and the trans people.
Because they don't get on, do they?
No. No one saw that one coming, did they? The old the rainbow banner. It's madness to me that people thought that LGB would be a thing. Like, because it's like how in terms of getting rights, yeah, as long as there's no restrictions on you living your life. But beyond that, what the fuck do you exist for? Because you're just getting thousands of people who've got insanely every kind of difference in personality you could possibly imagine, and going, you're all together now, get on. Yeah. It's never going to fucking work. And then you had the T's, fuck off.
And now is it the plus?
Oh, I'm in it. I'm in it in a couple of different ways.
Is that a cock thing?
The plus.
Yeah.
The plus is all sorts. The fact that I'm kinky, I found out the other day, means I'm in the LGBs.
The plus is just everything else.
Any slight
so we're all in that group now.
Anything. If you have ever had...
Oh, man, don't start. This is important.
Yeah.
Nick, we're LGBTQ plus.
No, seriously. Going through the definitions, if you've had any kind of weird...
I'm in a minority now. This is brilliant.
Isn't it ace? It's great being in a minority.
Oh, I want my rights.
I know.
I want my own toilet.
We're allowed opinions now. It's fucking awesome.
Oh, I want my own toilet.
We should start a group.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I've never understood it. That I'm a bald, short-sighted, straight, white guy. It's like the...
You fucking pig.
Exactly. That's the position from which I get on with other stuff in my life.
Yeah.
It's not the position from which I feel I need to kind of like point that out.
No, it's
or join a club.
It's how you were born.
Yeah.
It's how you were made.
It doesn't mean shit.
Was it Bob Stew who listens to the show?
Yeah.
I'm sure he won't mind me saying he was eating in a restaurant or a cafe or whatever, minding his own business. And 2 women came up to his table and said, we'd like to sit there. And he looked around and there was no other tables. So he said, no, but if you want, you can join me. There's two seats. I don't, there you go. No, that wasn't good enough. He started screaming at him, shouting at him, berating him.
Yeah.
And in the end, the managers made them leave. And Bob had done, just not, you can sit here, but I'm not leaving this table. I'm here.
He's a nice enough fella, yeah.
And he
no
sat there eating.
Yeah.
He was far nicer than I would have been.
Yeah.
Given this, imagine you're there and you go, I want your table. I want to win the fucking lottery, you prick, but I'm not. Get fuck off.
Yeah.
But he was nice about it. And when he got outside, they waited for him. And it turns out that he's a cisgendered pig who hates lesbians.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I obviously told him that he was a dreadful, dreadful cock owner. And it was all his fault.
You can just think someone's a dick because they're a dick, It doesn't have to have anything to do with their identity or their expression or any of that stuff.
It's all about them.
You can just be like, you know what, you're a dick, and that's it. Like I can think someone's a dick who's a white male, straight white male. It's got fuck all to do with the fact that
I love it when people call me that. You cisgendered.
Yeah. It's what? It's a slur, not an argument. Straight away.
But not only that, it doesn't mean anything to me.
No,
I don't even know what cis stands for.
Well, it's to do with fucking molecules in science. It's been sort of co-opted by
they
people.
can fuck off with that brainy nonsense.
No, it doesn't.
Fuck that.
It's not a real
I'm
word.
a gammon.
It's not a real world in the sense that it is. But anyway, the reason I brought up Lauren, though, is...
we did get off that a bit.
I know. It's all right. But she's touring Australia right now with Stefan Molyneux.
Oh.
You know, the fella, the dead happy fella, that's the philosopher.
Of course. The cult leader.
Yeah, that everyone hates. He is, and he's got that cult leader thing. When you listen to him, you're like, yes.
No, it is.
Yes.
It's a fucking cult.
Yeah.
The guy's never said... I've never known anyone to consistently talk as much shit as Stefan Molyneux.
And that's fine, to be honest. I don't really follow him. But the reason I'm bringing him up is... there's been huge protests. Antifa got on it, and the shit they've been doing is insane. We're talking like, as the bus is backing in, they're like throwing themselves behind it, trying to push the bus. They could easily go under it or whatever. There's been like an insane police presence.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Only one arrest. And Axiomatic Events, who are putting it on, who are a local Australian company, have been charged $68,000 for the security for that Lauren's.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Going there, which to me is like, this is the reason I bring it up, because I'm like, hold the fuck up, hold up. You've just said he's a cult leader. Some people see her as being a racist. She's an antagonist. I don't think she's out and out racist or whatever. But
would it matter if she was?
Even if I love hate, even if I only want to go there because I want to fuck her and I don't want to listen to a word of it, I just want to sit there going, oh yeah. Who gives a shit why she's there? Why the fuck are people protesting? And then she's getting charged 68 grand for it. Because she's the victim at that point.
Yes.
That is a terrorist organisation turning up.
We said it before on this show. Antifa are scum.
Yeah.
Nailed them.
Just because they're shit terrorists doesn't mean they're not terrorists. They are. They are making it so her and anyone else that they don't like, they're creating this atmosphere where they're like, oh well, we can't go there now because the police will make us pay for the security, and ultimately, and Axiomatic Events is an Australian company. They are paying tax in Australia, so the police are already fucking paid for.
Yeah.
Like, dude, if you put me over the table right now and started bum fucking me, yeah, and
it's a bit early.
And then I'm like, I'm desperately phoning the police. They have to come. They have to get here. They weren't expecting to come and have to do this. That's extra to what they were expecting tonight. So, are they going to charge me for that? Are they going to charge me for that because it was like, do you know what I mean?
One would hope not.
One would hope not. Well, how does this figure any differently to Lauren Southern's
It's because
situation?
the governments don't like them either. That's all it is.
Yeah, of course it is.
They don't want it there.
But this is how you end up with fucking James Gunn situations.
Of course it is.
Because if you're going to be this inconsistent and if you're going to find a victim, I mean, and don't get me wrong, she is there to piss people off.
Doesn't
of course
matter.
she is.
Doesn't matter.
But
She has the same rights as any other person.
100%.
And not only that, we've banged on about this ad infinitum on the show, and it's the most important fucking thing in the world, and it's so simple.
Yeah.
Shutting people up does not make problems go away. It doesn't do anything. Doesn't fix anything. They just go where you can't see them, and they get worse.
Exactly, yeah.
That's how this shit works. And no platforming is just intellectual cowardice. Nothing more. It means you cannot stand, you cannot tolerate someone opposite to you. You do not have the strength of character to hear words that upset you.
Yeah.
Because you're an intellectual coward. Yeah. Not you. I know I'm looking at you when I say that.
No, I know what you're saying.
I just want to, I'm trying to reinforce it because we don't often do this. But I think it's hugely important that the left need to let go of this no platforming thing, because the right are just doing what the left do now.
Yeah.
With this whole James Gunn thing, this is going to escalate.
Of course.
Someone's going to die. Suicide or murder. You can only call people pedos so long before someone decides to take out a pedo. Or their life becomes that destroyed without actually being one that they kill themselves. It's gonna go that way. It's gonna escalate. Everyone's gonna be looking for a celebrity who spoke out against Trump or a celebrity that spoke out against Hillary, and they're gonna hang them.
Well, how about this? There's a feeding frenzy right now in terms of Twitter, isn't there? The people are scouring old tweets and like, right, who can we destroy? And I'm seeing a lot of them popping up. There's different people saying like, trying it out with different tweets, seeing what...
Especially out of context, that works really
seeing
well.
what gets grabbed, you know what I mean? And some are getting traction, some aren't. And it's just, it's a frenzy. But what happens when... loads of people on the right, the alt-right included, go, do you know what? That was fucking amazing. What should we do next? I tell you what, do you know the way that Antifa keep protesting, people so that they're essentially no platforming and destroying their free speech? Why don't we do the same thing at their events, eh? Let's start turning up at a load of left-wing talks. Let's start turning up at fucking, women's groups. Let's start protesting the fuck out of that.
Well,
costing them money, making it so they can't speak. It's that escalation, isn't it?
Here's a story that must have annoyed you.
Go on.
Manchester Students' Union Bar. They refitted it. You'll like this one.
I'm listening.
I imagine you might be familiar with it, but you'll enjoy this. One of the art installations was a Rudyard Kipling.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, according to the students, Rudyard Kipling is a racist. Is a racist, imperialist, and all these things. So they painted over it and replaced it with a different poem. And the university apologised for Rudyard Kipling, a man of his time, who, by the way, wasn't an imperialist and had spoken out about imperialism. I'm not suggesting he was by today's standards, yes, I'm sure he was a racist, but he was from a different fucking time.
Yeah, of course, he was a man of his time.
People are all people of their time. The Africans that gave away other Africans to the slave trade were people of their time. There are bad people everywhere. Rudyard Kipling was not a particularly evil man. He wrote important literature. You can't get rid of it because you don't like the guy. That's not how it should work. And yet, that same girl who runs the studio, by the way, she's far too old. She should go and get a job now. She's been at university long enough. That's just fannying about, that is. Get a fucking job, love. Do the world a good.
Working at the union as well. So it's not like you're not really doing much, are you? You're at the union.
You're doing nothing. All you have to do is go, Viva Palestina! And go a couple of times a year. And these are the same ones that wouldn't condemn ISIS as a terrorist group because it's racist.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's really okay.
How about this then? How about this though? That's their student union. They can put whatever they want on the walls. What's it got to do with you, hey? You fucking gammon.
What's it got to do with me? The fucking vandals. And they can. But do you know what? Why not be dicks about it?
That's the thing. That's
do you know
what's
even better than your point?
Yeah.
Your students at this university were giving you a bar to drink at. We pay for this shit.
Yeah.
We'll have what we want on the walls, and if you don't like it, fuck off to Preston Uni.
I think the thing is...
Yeah, we're down with that.
I think the thing is...
Get me student union.
There is, like... We're more than okay to put what we want on the walls here.
Yes.
But there's a weird thing where if we started talking about white supremacy and we were there in the papers all proud going like that with the before and after thing of it's I think what frustrates me about it is I do think they've got every right to put whatever the fuck they want on the walls. That's fine. But it's that thing of coming out and saying no, this dude's a racist, man. This is where it's like that. Giving that impression that erasing history is fine because it's not.
As long as you burn the right books.
Yeah, exactly.
Burning is okay.
But like James fucking Gunn, the same things that you think are okay when it's all right for that thing that you're into, that same shit will come back and bite you on the ass.
I use that argument about increased surveillance and the FBI and the other agencies having access to anything that you do, and people always say the same thing. Well, I've got nothing to hide. But at some point, that thing you didn't think you had to hide will become something you really wished you could have hidden.
Yeah.
Because things change. Society changes. It will catch you out. But nobody cares because what they're getting now is short-term, their own way. Their team is winning. That's why James Gunn, people are celebrating. But if he hadn't spoken out about Trump and someone said he's lost his job for telling some shit pedo jokes, they'd be up in arms. Freedom of speech. They're still going. One woman who had it in her profile, pro-freedom of speech, anti-political correctness, it's a disease, was going about James Gunn. And I asked her, well, which do you have your approved list?
Yeah.
Is there an approved list of these things? And it all drives me insane. It's a team sports. That's all any of this shit is about now. Team sports.
Yeah. And I honestly think you are right. You are 100% right. It's Disney can do whatever they want, but I would have really preferred they just took a stand and said, look, people move. One of these beautifully written press releases that they do, and they talk about, oh well, we all grow as people and blah blah.
With a picture of Pocahontas.
Yeah, all that shite. And I'd rather that they would have took a stand, but I'd also rather they would have done that with Roseanne as well.
Yeah, 100%
like I'm not like.
Did you see Roseanne's recent statement though?
No.
They asked her again, and she went, "Look, I thought the bitch was white.
She looks white. That's the thing. If you need to be told specific, actually no, she's of whatever descent. If you need to be told that specific, because nobody fucking knew.
Stupidity is universal. I saw someone talking about that. The mother and the dumpling story, and someone said, of course, white people. It was an Asian girl said, of course, white people don't understand it because to people of colour, food is important to the family. I hate to break it to you, love. We eat too. I don't think it's dependent on skin. We're not actually demons, white people. You know, we eat and we poo and we do all these things.
Imagine sitting down, like having a good chat with her and going, you know, sometimes I really like eating with my family, and it's like, what?
Yeah. Cultural appropriation.
Oh, don't you be appropriating eating with your family.
Yeah, it's the centre of the family and everything, like everybody else's family. Yeah, everything, but everyone get away with their own stupidity now because they all live in their own bubbles.
Yeah.
All of them. The right call the left snowflakes, but they're incredibly snowflakey.
Yeah. The whole thing's fucked. The whole left, right, you know. I mean, really, strictly speaking, left and right is supposed to be economic. And over the years, it's had all these things sort of moulded onto it, you know, and you've got people trying to distinguish between being, well, I'm on the right, but I'm not a conservative, you know, and it's just, the whole thing is just fucked. I honestly, I see it more in terms of the up-down now, the authoritarian,
what's terrifying now
libertarian.
is that they form their personalities to fit politics. They become a personality type because that's the badge that they wear, and then have a go at everybody else. You liberals are all the same. Yes. Of course we are. It's turned into the worst kind of polarized stupidity. Now we are cracking on. There's one topic I really wanted you to talk about.
Go on.
Which is the main topic you wanted to talk about.
Oh, Qatar, of course, yeah.
No.
I know, I'm just being a cock. The NHS. So millions of NHS workers have just realised that their pay increase is not going to be anything close to what it was. And I've been looking all day at the numbers, getting more and more angry about this. It's been like insane. So they were promised a pay bump of 200 to 800. That was specifically in the literature they were sent. £200 to £800 pay bump. A lot of them are coming out with about 20 quid more. Which was nice because they had this information that gave this clear number and they're not getting it. Also, they were promised a 6.5% pay rise, which was complete and total bullshit. If anyone doesn't know, anyone that works in the NHS, you get a yearly increment. And it's to do with the fact that you get experience, you work in, your medical stuff. You just get that increment. My theory is part of the reason you get that increment is because the wages are actually quite shit. I know that we've all got this thing about the NHS, like, oh, they treat people really well. And if you go on job websites, they say, oh, the NHS pays great. It doesn't. It pays shite. I was doing comparisons.
What was that when you sent me that?
Yeah.
Information.
Oh, well, we're gonna get to that now.
What was it that set me off?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to get to that in just a second, yeah. But the thing about this 6.5% pay rise that they were promised was presented in a way where it gave the people the impression it was a pay rise, but it turns out it was just the increment. They just added up the increment for the next 3 years and gone, here's that. And the best part is that the increment is no longer automatic. Now you have to interview for it every year. Oh. So it's not even a guaranteed thing. So they've actually signed away their rights. And yes, as they were bragging about that, because what happened was this was the information they presented to the union members to vote on. So they said 6.5% pay increase, £200 to £800 boost in terms of that, a separate pay increase, which was living expenses increase, which after a 14% pay cut over 7 years was pretty fucking important to a lot of people. They voted yes on this. Turns out the 6% is just absolute bullshit. Just completely fake. £200 became 20 quid, and they've now and they're now bragging that they've brought 100,000 workers out of poverty wages, which is like
100,000 people that work for the shining jewel in the British crown. The only thing we've got that's worth a shit anymore, and 100,000 of them.
Yeah, well,
poverty wages.
Just the very idea that they need to come out of poverty at all from in the first place.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
What?
They said ending poverty pay through an immediate move to new above living wage minimum rates.
That's not an achievement.
That's not.
That's like the minimum requirement for a really bad 0-hour job.
It's like wanting a medal for stopping stabbing somebody.
And this is
yes, very much so. It is. I typed caps, I believe.
Yeah.
I was furious that, and what I keep explaining to people when they go, how dear it is, and I can't seem to drive it through no matter how many fucking times I say it. Britain is a small country of 60 million people. Only 60 million thereabouts.
It's just a little bit smaller than the American state of Oregon.
Yes, 60 million. Yet, we're about the 6th wealthiest nation on the planet Earth. Not per capita. Per capita, we're probably the wealthiest nation on planet Earth.
Yeah.
It's per square metre.
Yeah, you know, we are worth... And yet, we have people who are starving, can't heat the homes in winter, sending the kids to school in threadbare fucking clothes when they work 40 hours a week for the National fucking Health Service.
Yeah.
What kind of country is this? And people say, well, we can't keep affording the NHS forever and privatisation. Fuck you. Privatisation costs more than nationalisation ever did. Because you can't just look at one fucking aspect. We have to support most of it. We have to subsidise most of it. There are other losses. There's losses in time. There's losses in people's money. The money's not coming back into the country. It's going to some fucking German company, a French company. It's not coming back into Britain. You know, if you took a train every day and paid that £1,000 a year ticket price, someone on the dole puts more back into the economy than you do with that train ticket. It costs less to nationalise. The National Health Service could be paid for many times over. But we're pissing money away somewhere else.
Yeah, and you know, we were chatting about this on Elite the other day, weren't we? Like, why is it that the jewel of the socialist movement, the jewel in our crown in terms of social good, isn't paying living wages?
It doesn't make any.
It doesn't make any. Like, why are people working for the NHS and getting working tax credits? It makes no fucking sense. Like, when you really break it down. Why are they paying so little that people are then having to go there? Why are we paying someone to administer working tax credits for someone that works for the biggest public... It's the biggest fucking employer on the planet. It's ridiculous. It's like I can't understand the logic of how we've got to this point. It doesn't... And I'm not talking about fucking cleaners. I'm talking about qualified
people.
people.
Exactly how we got to this point.
Yeah.
Years of mismanagement.
Yeah.
Initially... under Labour and Tory
governments.
Oh,
yeah, both, yeah.
Swinging cuts. And this move now towards privatisation. And anyone in the world, I don't care what country you're from, how patriotic you are, anyone that can stand in front of me and tell me that private healthcare and insurance-based healthcare is superior to universal healthcare, it's full of shit.
It is, though.
No, never mind the NHS. Where's it? All right.
Whoa.
What's the top health service in the world?
No. There's a trade-off. There's a trade-off here.
What's the top health service
in the world?
You
get quality or you get coverage. You can't have both.
What's the top health service in the world?
What's that?
What's the number one health service in the world?
I don't know.
Swiss.
Based on what?
Quality of healthcare provision.
Right.
Life expectancy. Quality of care. Everything.
In terms of what, though? In terms of actual survival rates, or in terms of surveys?
They quantify everything.
I'm gonna need a citation.
Well, go fucking Google it.
It's a bigger picture.
The thing is though, when we have this thing about this, like, you can have coverage,
but
and in this country, everyone's covered. This is what
bothers me with your argument. Logically, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But when I look at mortality rates, misdiagnosis, and all these things, they're no better in private healthcare. They're no better. Look at the amount of cases there are in the States against medical wrongdoing. It's no better.
I don't know about this.
However, caveat. The fact
Yeah.
that we have the National Health Service
Yeah.
and people still have to go abroad for certain operations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now,
That's what I was
but
going to get
that's
onto.
not because of social medicine.
Yeah.
That's because of poor management and poor running.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's the thing, and this is the thing. Like we suck off the American healthcare system. We drain from it. We take all their research, we take all their developments, and we send people over there. And I'm not saying I prefer our way of doing it. I genuinely do. I've been over there and I've met people who, because they don't have the right kind of coverage, are just fucked.
Yeah.
You know, a skin condition becomes cancer. I've seen that with my own eyes, and I don't agree with that. But I think the thing of saying one is the problem is that it's not better when you're waiting 3 months for an appointment, where in America you get it the next day. That's something that
If you could afford it.
That's something that that's something that anyone gets. That's you go into the doctor and you've got the thing. It's like, yeah, if you can afford it, but that's most people. That's that you're looking at the
Not
next
anymore.
day. You're looking at the next day.
Less coverage than ever now.
What do you mean?
There's less insurance coverage.
But I'm just saying, we need to have these honest conversations about the system, because the NHS is fucking amazing, but it's not as wonderful as we all think it is.
Oh, no. It's hugely imperfect. I just said it's our crowning jewel.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was the Globe's crowning jewel.
No. But
It's
there are things there where you go and it's the next day and you get sent. We have a huge issue in this country in terms of, and it's because we don't have honest conversations about it, and that's how people at the NHS are getting fucked on things like these pay scales, because there is this blind worship of the NHS of like, oh, well, we couldn't do any, we've done so well doing this. And ultimately, there's a lot of fucking things wrong with it. And it's not just, it's like core things in it. For example,
including some of the staff.
This pay deal, this whole thing, the way it's all riddled, right? With the unions, the unions sent these emails out saying, we recommend you vote for this. They told people to vote yes, and they presented the information in such a way and the problem is, because the unions are fucking shite. They are corrupt, ridiculous organisations that are essentially now just the bearers of bad news. Yeah. It doesn't come directly from the government. They just send it via the unions and go, do you know what? We're going to give everyone another pay cut. Could you just put it in a nice way for us? And it's like, yeah, and it's in their interest to do it. Now, here's the thing, and this is the difference that the American system has got, right? When our NHS workers threaten to strike, all that means is nothing closes. Minor surgeries, minor cosmetic stuff, everything still carries on. A&E's still there, everything's there. All that happens is half the staff stand outside, freeze their fucking asses off, whilst the rest of them work twice as hard. What kind of a fucking punishment is that? What kind of a threat is that? And in America, that's what they've got. You see, for me, I don't appreciate the thing of saying this is better. There's different levels of different things. And ultimately, we've got this weird kind of thing of like, if you work for healthcare in this country, it is servitude. It is, you are not allowed to go on strike. You know what? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I've specialised in this training. I've specialised to become a radiographer or a fucking engineer. I'm obsessed with engineers. I have specialised and devoted my life to medical engineering. And you're telling me that I have to work, that I've got no choice, and I have to take the money that you're giving me. You know what they should do? If Unison and all them had any sort of fucking balls whatsoever, they should say, pay us properly or we're closing the hospitals.
Only one union.
Yeah.
When I looked into this.
Yeah, the GMBs.
General Merchants and Boiler Makers, I think they are, aren't they? The GMB. Unison, when it was the Labour leadership ballot between Ed Miliband and David Miliband.
Yeah.
My wife's with Unison. She's going to leave soon because it's at her place. One group get to strike and get their own way because they're essential. So if they strike, there's a huge problem. No one else can do it. Everyone else suffers. These guys are asking for huge pay rises every time anyway. But everyone has to strike.
Yeah.
And I keep saying, just don't. Oh, but then you're a scab. And they spit on people when they get their own colleagues.
Well, it's built into the system, isn't it? Yeah, it's ridiculous.
How dare you say that, look, lads, I'm sorry about your pay rise. Got to feed my kids. Got to pay rent. I'm not working because I find it fascinating. I'm working for money. When you work for a company, when you work for anyone else, you work because you need to work. When you work for yourself, you might have the luxury of it being, very satisfying and exciting. It's very rare. It's the case for a large company. But the unions wrote letters to all their members when it was this leadership battle saying, Ed Miliband.
Yeah.
You vote for Ed Miliband. And everyone's like, yeah, well, they're probably right. Are they fuck right? Who the fuck are they?
Exactly. Why the fuck are they telling people
and the
how
power
to
they've
vote?
got.
It doesn't
With
make
your
sense.
money, they lobby government.
Yeah.
And they tell government what, but they don't do anything good.
No. And here's the thing. I am a believer in unions. The
100%.
principle of unions, I am a huge fucking believer in it. But not when it's this hobbled, half-assed money fucking circuit. There's no point.
And also, everything in this country, if a strike is effective, it is banned. Do you remember back in...
Exactly.
Do you remember was it early 2000s? Petrol in this country went over £1 a litre. £1 a litre.
Was this when the
blockade of the refineries?
Refineries, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
And it brought the country to a standstill.
Yeah, it did it within 4 days.
It was amazing. The roads were empty. There were queues at gas. But what the British people did was went, no, I agree. And they went, no, we agree. You keep blockading. This is ridiculous. And no one was up in arms at these people blockading and protesting.
It was a massive test of Blair.
Yeah, the whole country just went,
Yeah.
we're fine with it. The government said, right, we'll put these price limits in then. Amazingly, surprisingly, the price limits faded away. But what did come into place was it's now illegal to do what they did.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit.
Illegal.
All this bullshit about power to the people and workers' rights and all that, and they don't give the slightest genuine fuck. They really don't.
No.
They're out there fucking doing parades and doing like tables. Half the time when I go in the hospital, there's a fucking union table there, and they're giving out little badges and balloons, and it's like, do you know what? Stop fucking virtual signaling and do your fucking job.
Do something.
You've just screwed the entire. Because here's the thing, right? If you're a doctor, if you work for the NHS, there's a very good chance that you've specialised and you've picked that career, and you can't just fuck off somewhere else. You don't have a choice.
And also, not only that, when people pick careers like that, it's they've not only chosen the career's chosen them.
Yeah,
it's a passion, because no one. Everyone goes on about doctors being rich and all this sort of thing. They're well paid compared to a factory worker, but not nearly well paid enough for what they do. But no one would go through that, the difficulty of not just the university, that's the easy part. The medical school, that's the easy part. Being a junior doctor is hell.
Yeah.
Nobody would go through that.
That's the main sticking point, isn't it?
If they weren't completely and totally invested in that. And because that's what makes me laugh with a lot of conspiracy theorists. Yes, we know drug companies lobby doctors. They give them pens and shit like that. But it's become that all doctors are crooked. I'm like, are you even thinking what you're saying? To get to be a GP, they've been shoveling shit down their own throats for fucking years.
Yeah.
They've been shat on from every height. They've had no money. They've done all these things. And you know what? A fucking pen or a holiday doesn't mean fuck all to these people. It's all this assumption of being crooked and never taking into account that what these people do to get where they are.
Yeah.
They've worked fucking hard.
That's my issue with it, though. There's this mass thing, and we all do. Say the NHS, and everyone's like, they just get warm, fuzzy feelings because everyone's had a connection with it. Everyone's had a family member or something where they've been really fucking taken care of. I mean, the birth of my daughter was a horrific experience. Within seconds of it going wrong, there was 20 people in the room, sorting it out, making fucking sure that they've survived. I had my own person just for me. Just to keep my shit together. Under the American system, I'd still be paying that off now, even with full insurance. I'd be paying it weekly, and it'd just be one of those things that I had to pay. And that's the downside of it. But the other side to that, the fact that we all fucking love it so much, and the fact that people do really love it, and you know, like you said, go through so much to be part of it means they just get abused like fuck.
Well, did you hear what was
they get taken advantage
was
of?
Was it Theresa May that said post-Brexit there is going to be more money for the NHS, but we're probably going to have to raise taxes again to fund it? And you know what? Everyone went, oh, do you know what? Fine. But my bad news for these people is they don't need to.
No.
And not only do they not need to, if they take another 1 pence in the pound off you, I guarantee less than a tenth of that's going to make its way to the NHS.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, fuck off.
It's going to be spent on some other fucking shit war in the Middle East.
It's
I don't know if that's... I'm pointing over there.
Over there.
I don't know if that's East... Hang on. That is Eastish.
It's Eastish.
Or is it over there?
I love that you just did your internal calculation.
Yeah. I'm thinking where places are in relation to here. Yeah. That's Eastish, I think.
But what the fuck is that with the Tories though?
Oh,
like?
he's got a fancy compass thing. East's there.
Oh, well, that's not.
I was nearly there. I went over that way.
I'm sure the iPhone compass was like engineered by NASA or something. It's ridiculous.
Is it accurate?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's superb.
So Bob
You're
Stew's
sat
here.
perfect east of me.
Yeah.
You're not. You're south.
Am I south?
That's like shit, that, isn't it?
South Star. Yeah. That used to be the worst insult in my house.
Just in case you didn't know, north's that way. I'm west.
That's so weird because I've never had.
Thank you very much.
I've never had a thing whilst I'm here because there's a bit of a weird curve coming up here. So I lose my, yeah,
completely through. We'd make such shit pigeons.
And it's not like I need to know which way is east. Bob Stew is on Trigger Warning Live, right? He said, when I saw the NHS staff who were looking after me, I could see the stress they were under, constantly on the go all day, dealing with all sorts of problems. And they really fucking do. They really deserve more pay. They deserve to be able to
Here's
walk
another
out.
one.
Go on, sorry.
Andrew Rimmer on Facebook says, regarding the fuel blockades.
Oh, yeah.
He said the whole country was fine with the blockades because the newspapers told you it was okay. No, do you know what was okay about the blockades, Andrew? I'm going to be honest with you. Is that people were making a stand that we shouldn't be gouged over 60% tax on fuel. Everyone says this. When it doesn't suit their argument, well, it's the newspaper's fault. It's like Brexit, isn't it? Oh, you voted Leave because what's on the bus? No, I didn't. Oh, because Boris Johnson... I've never listened to a fucking word Boris Johnson says, at least in terms of taking it seriously as fucking life advice. Michael Gove is just the most pointless human being. I don't even know why Michael Gove. He's failed at every job he's done.
Yeah.
And he's not like Jeremy Hunt, this evil prick.
Yeah.
He's just shit.
I could feel my snarl just at the words.
Oh, Jeremy Hunt.
Then.
That's his farewell gesture, wasn't
yeah,
it?
this getting with... Well, here's the thing, though. I don't really blame Jeremy Hunt for that. It's his job to go to the NHS and walk away with spending as little money as possible. I don't blame him.
It's his goal to privatise this thing, isn't it?
But...
Is it his job?
Well, of course it is. Yeah. Well, what else is his job? It's not his.
It's investment in the NHS. It's not.
Oh no, sorry.
He's a conservative.
His actual job.
Oh, is that sorry?
Right.
Is that
No, but
one
think
you're
about it.
told?
Think about the reality. Not the thing.
But the reality.
He's a conservative that's been sent to negotiate with the NHS on pay.
In
He's
which
not.
Case, you've got to think about what it is he serves to conserve.
Yeah, but he's not been sent to negotiate pay. He's been sent to negotiate as little money as possible, hasn't he, to keep the cost down? Of course he has.
Well,
he doesn't give a shit about it.
Political mission to come out with the best political outcome, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I mean, the NHS for me, if you go back to 1947 when the institution when the inception of it was in place, it was a very, very different time. There was a very different set of circumstances under which everyone was in a state of post-war rationing and everything else. And yet, between 1947 and now, it's been responsible for not a single British citizen going bankrupt on account of ill health.
Yeah.
Which you can't say on account. That doesn't even compare with America. The time and the era, but the time that's elapsed between 47 and now, how many changes have we had? Massive societal changes, attitudes to everything's changed, and we are still using some buildings for the NHS that were built in 1947.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, so for me, it's like, I mean, things are going to have to change because time changes and everything changes like that. So I mean, I'm not for or against any of the extreme arguments. The idea that people are getting packaged a kind of lie in terms of incremental pay, that's just a lie.
Yeah.
It's not really the NHS. It's just a political lie from the point of view of someone who sat there and decided that he's going to try and package something and sell it to a group of people who can't tell the difference, but they really can, because there's enough people like yourself watching it and sat on a computer and figuring it all out.
Well, here's the thing though. It was the unions that packaged the lie, though. That's my issue. That's what I'm saying in terms of
that's inexcusable to me, because the unions shouldn't be doing that. The unions should be serving to represent the people's best interests.
Yeah, and I'm coming at this actually from more of a journalistic point of view rather than an opinion. I will stand by this, because I've been looking through the actual information that was sent out, and I've been corroborating it on their own website, and they put out specifically this information about the 6% pay rise and the pay bump, the numbers they gave. What they did was they put out a pay calculator, so you go on, check your band, and it shows you how much better off you'll be for the year. So, but the way the information was presented made it look like that would be the pay rise you were getting. Not the pay rise you were getting anyway, the increment one. So people thought, oh, well, but they're negotiating a pay rise to make up this 14% we've already been losing. This makes up for that. There was not a word mentioned of the increment. And that's my issue. Like, I don't have as much of an issue with Hunt, because I expect him to be a dick. It's his job to come and try and screw him.
It's a hazard of democracy, really.
Yeah,
People like that, they end up where they are on account of people putting little crosses on pieces of paper.
But fucking Unison are still presenting this as if it's a victory. Well done, guys. We made it, you fucking self-serving propagandists. Because this is my point. I really believe in unions, but I don't think they exist anymore. I think they're so important.
The student union for 2 years after I graduated. I was the welfare coordinator in the uni I went to, and I've got to be honest, it was a mess in a lot of ways. You got the Rudyard Kipling story. I mean, that's not news to me. That's just like, let's pull out some antiquated story about some guy who was a racist long before he ever thought he'd ever have a statue made of him.
Yeah.
And then let's turn it into an issue now, as if we've got people having their heads chopped off over there. Should we address that? No. Let's have a statue.
That was just a Hayden baiting story. I swear the BBC only covered it specifically to bait Hayden. They were like, Hayden's going to love this.
Well, it worked, didn't it? I mean, I've seen you get baited on national TV plenty of times. It's like, people, hey, let's ambush this guy, because evidently he's the guy instigating some things we don't like. And then it's...
I'm the beheading enthusiast.
Well, enthusiast. I mean, in the end, this is one of the reasons I'm a massive fan of the whole show and Live Leak and everything else, because it's this window on the world that no one gets to see on account of what I think now is just criminally obscene censorship, serving to illustrate that it doesn't have to stay that way. Here's an opportunity to change. Stop these people getting their heads chopped off. But if you don't know it's happening, it never changes.
No.
If people aren't aware that these kind of things...
As long as there's profit in it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there's plenty of profit in it.
It's one of the things... I mean, I bring it up occasionally on the Facebook thing. It's the reason that you don't hear a great deal about suicide, is because, much as it's an absolute tragedy and it could do with being prevented at all costs, it's not invested in, because no one makes any money out of it.
Yes.
Nobody actually benefits from convincing somebody not to kill them. Do you know these suicides on account of the recession there's been? The one that took out Comet and Woolworth and everyone else.
Look at all the suicides on account of the fit to work business.
Fit to work.
Thousands.
Ex-veterans.
Thousands.
Lists and lists of them. Is anyone profiting from it? No. Are we going to give it any coverage, or are we going to give it any investment, or are we going to look at how to solve that? No.
I'm very lucky. I can't go into too many details. I'm very fortunate that a partner in this new company that I'm involved in has met someone that is helping the troops. Genuinely, he was a serving soldier and private contractor himself, so he was quite messed up by it.
I can imagine.
He was going to kill himself. I'm going to do the whole story at some point, but he decided to start this ranch for soldiers, and the MOD's starting to sniff around now, as if, no, this might be a good idea. And my company's going to help them be sustainable and make money, so they don't rely on handouts. You know, they don't need to worry about if they're going to have it or get it taken away. We're going to make sure that they have a system in place that they will just make. and possibly even have their own power.
Excellent.
So they don't need.
I'm loving
anything.
that idea already.
So there's something we're working on, and so the funny thing is, there is now profit in not letting people kill themselves, but it's profit for the people that don't kill themselves.
Oh, well.
Very disruptive. I'm very happy about all this and being involved in this, and it makes me very happy.
The tragedy there is that is news.
Yeah, no, you're right.
If to the extent to which that's become a story in and of itself is the tragedy.
Oh, it's horrifying. It shouldn't be required.
No.
Well, yeah. When I worked in homelessness, all the support work I did was that was always in my thoughts. Like constantly fighting for funding, constantly fighting to stay open. All the different places I moved, there's always this pressure, and that's where your time and your efforts go in. And it is because there isn't that news story saying, you know, man doesn't drink for a full year, just got his first flat in 10 years. Nobody gives a fuck. But man arrested, 5 years in jail. That's a story.
We'll have that, yeah.
We've taken that menace to society away. Because when he's not getting the support and he's going out and fucking about, that's actually a good story. Then it's law and order. It's like we're keeping the streets safe, aren't we? And that gets fucking funding as well. And, you know, well, not nearly enough funding, obviously.
I was having a brief chat
Go on.
with Nick before. That's nothing we'll go into too much here, but it ties into that about not enough funding for this, that and the other. I've been looking into regulatory bodies because of the business that's in, you know, sustainable and fuels and biomass technology and things. And many of the organisations that have the oversight and can prosecute and push you are self-funding. Now think about that. An organisation that is self-funding is going to make damn sure you get prosecuted for anything they can. It's terrifying. And because I saw it in this, I started looking at other industries and other areas. And there are a lot of these self-funded regulatory bodies.
Why are we doing that?
Isn't that scary?
Yeah. No.
Because then they have to find you guilty. They have to do everything they can to find you guilty and launch investigations into things where previously, in times gone by, they'd have come around and gone, don't do that.
Yeah.
You know, just change that and it'll be fine. Now they come around, they look, they go away, they come back and they fuck you. And they fuck you hard. And it's not just one industry. This is across many industries. And it gets them off the government books, so they're spending less money.
Yeah.
But the burden is being placed upon people. You know, the people are being taxed. We're seeing an increase in things that are poor people's punishments. The increase in parking fines, speeding fines. Any crime that has a fine affects poor people disproportionately.
Yeah, of course it does.
When it's a fixed sum. I know some countries now have taken the percentage of your income thing, and even that, to be fair, doesn't do it. Because 10% of an average person wage, or 20% in terms of a fine, would be crippling. If you're worth 100 million, it's a huge amount of money, but you don't really give a fuck.
You'll get it back. You won't. You're not looking at debt.
You'll have it back next year.
You'll
have it back next year. So these things are all on the increase.
It's a disproportionate punitive measure to lose 20,000 for every 100,000 you have, which is 200,000 per whatever million, which is...
It's insane. The whole thing's insane.
For the same thing that someone like myself would get charged like absolutely nothing for,
well,
relative to that.
I don't know that. If let's say you were on minimum wage, okay, and the fine was 10% of your income.
Yeah,
that will hurt you far more
by a long
than the man
way.
with 200 million.
By a long way.
It's not enough to do things like that. You've either got to be totally fair or just go, look, the fine's 200 quid.
Yeah.
If you're not earning more money than that, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry life hasn't worked out how you wanted. That's the fine. You get this middle ground shit's going to be the one that kills us.
Yeah.
It's always going to be the middle ground on this stuff, because I'm very centrist about a lot of things, and I genuinely believe that. But the one thing you can't be centrist on are matters of absolute law.
No.
You know, they can't take into account one side or another. It has to be absolute.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between law and justice.
Yes.
It's the reason we have a courtroom.
But when you have self-financing regulatory bodies.
Well, that's the difficulty. It's the same as anything that's... Well, it's like UCAS. I mean, people seem to think it's got some kind of weight. It's a charity. Which...
Explain to any guys that are foreign what UCAS is.
University and Colleges Admission Service is actually a charity.
Right.
It just all it does and all it serves to do is simplify the process of application to university. I think it's funded by the universities.
Yeah.
Right.
But you'd never think or guess it was ever a charity.
Yeah. It's got that official.
Yeah.
The UCAS is happening now. Everyone get.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to regulatory bodies, they sound like legally ratified organisation.
Yeah.
It's not a legally ratified organisation at all. It's a private company
Yes.
of essentially lawyers who are sifting through the law, some of which is ridiculously badly written, because before you come on a show like this, you've got to make sure you read a few things, because you can't exactly go out and say
don't do
something
that. We
stupid.
don't. We don't.
Yeah, but you already know it. You're doing this all the time, so you're keeping your eye on all the media stuff and
Oh,
everything
mate, he's
else.
got such a high opinion
I
of me,
do.
which feels so wonderful and warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
If oh, Nick, bless you. Thank you very much. Guys, I'm sorry to interrupt here,
Go on. What?
but it's been an hour and 25.
Has it?
We got to do the shout-outs and...
Yeah. I got to say though, I never went through UCAS. You know.
Well, some people don't, which is the reason it isn't necessary.
No.
It's not a necessary. You can apply direct to the universities. All it does is simplify the application process.
And I'm not saying it shouldn't exist. Obviously, if you go in different places, I just found the course I wanted, found the tutor's name running it, and went and knocked on a door and said I'd like to do it. And she went, all right, cool.
That's as good a way of doing it.
I'll play devil's advocate. I don't think UCAS should exist.
Well, if you want to apply at 6 universities, it simplifies the process.
It
saves you knocking on 6 university
But if you
doors.
can't fucking handle that,
exactly.
you're not ready for the world, then are you? Eh?
Get back to fucking school.
You didn't go to university are ready for the world.
I know, yeah.
I've never been to university.
But you know what though?
I'm trapped.
That bit's easy there. But that bit's easy. You don't fucking learn how to do it well today, don't you? You come out. I had that.
Professional broadcaster's just wrapped himself up in his own headphone cable.
Well, you know what? When I finished film school, there was a girl. Literally, I've got footage of this girl. The last project we did, and she stood in front of the camera, going, "How do you turn it on?" Then I don't even.
Oh.
The last thing we did, no fucking clue.
I believe that.
Yeah,
not even as a brushed on. Like she just accidentally found out it was the red button. It's the red fucking button, love. It's not even.
I hope you didn't say love.
No, I said that now to be disrespectful and sexist.
Yeah. At the time, that would have got you in terrible trouble.
Well, no, I was a cheeky boy like that.
It's the red button, bitch.
I was already in trouble.
You fucking women. Oh, I don't know. Why are you doing these things? You could be at home with some children and
Which side of
cooking.
the camera was she on, incidentally?
Oh no, she was tech.
All right.
She was tech. She was on ass. It wasn't like some actress that had floated in. She was crew.
Well, I just got to say, first of all, Nick, thank you so much for coming down.
It's been a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much for these shiny things.
You're more than welcome.
And we're going to use these shiny things
I like these a lot. Yeah.
They're very, very nice. So thank you very much. We
More
genuinely
than
appreciate it. Open invitation. Come see us
I'll
anytime.
I'll be down again sometime soon. I always enjoy coming down.
I'm not going to ask you where you live on air, but it's not hugely far away, is it?
Not far. No,
it's all right then.
I wouldn't like to tile it.
No, but what we'll do next time. Oh God, that's a northern thing to say.
It is.
Next time we'll make sure we have a bit more time. We'll go and get a brew first. We'll hang out. And
Yeah. And I no, seriously, from me as well. Thank you, because you've given us this kind of being able to talk. Because when we've just got the 1 mic or the 2 mic here with Foot, but like now we're up to 4 now.
There was something that went out on one of the shows. If anyone wants to contribute anything to the show, I thought it was a little bit of a kind of half joke, so I just put them back. Are you sure? Do you want these? Yeah, we'll have them.
Yeah, we'll have those.
It was as cut and dry as that.
Well, listen, thanks very much, and thanks for coming down.
More than welcome.
Genuinely appreciate it. And right, Graham, we've done it's an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
That's not bad, is it? It would have been longer.
Yeah.
If it had worked.
If it had actually, yeah. Well, teething things.
Exactly. But thank you to everyone for watching and listening, because this is going to be a podcast, which is redundant for me to say at the end, because they'll have listened. We're going to format this a little more carefully. We're not set on doing this all the time yet. If you have enjoyed watching it and you'd like to see more things like this, then by all means we'll have a chat about it on the next show. And because we've got to pay for it.
Yeah.
We've got to pay for it.
We need to do that thing, don't we? We were talking about.
Yeah, it'll be a simple list that we'll put out. If we can raise this, we will do that. If we can raise this, we will do that. So nothing's for nothing. You're not just giving us, because it's awkward, isn't it? Always asking, give us money, give us stuff. And paywalls don't work for us because we hate them. Although, probably a good thing that some of the material we did is still behind a paywall. And so it seems the way to us is go, look, guys, we really want to do this. It'll cost that. Can you guys help out? And we're not talking fortunes. No one's going to make a living out of this.
No.
But that is the way we're going to approach it. I mean, I've really enjoyed it. I mean, it's been strange because we had no setup time. We didn't get comfortable.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean...
It was a bit weird at first. And new mics and all that. But I'm getting cozy now.
It's settling out. We've got to do more work on the balance of them and things. But that comes with getting used to them in time, doesn't it? But it does mean that if funding comes in, we can do more things like this. This will go out on the radio and as video, and then there'll be an extra time for the radio people, and we can then do a dedicated radio one later at night whenever we're around. It opens up a whole lot for us to do, the platform for you to do something. Yourself, your Cogent Radio is sat there, and so it opens up all these things for us. Someone asked about 2 TV shows. That's difficult. Because that obviously be a funding leak, because it takes so much time out of your day and your week that it's difficult to come in the studio and do the show.
Yeah.
And I'm old now.
Well, us hooking up at 10:30 remotely and doing a couple of hours broadcast, that's not too bad. I mean, I still feel it, but doing this 2 times a week,
it's harsh.
It's hard. Of course it is.
The TV show is very full blown. But that's a different thing. It's getting perilously close to. Oh, I work so hard, and it's not digging holes in the fucking road. Okay, you see.
Should we have another fag? We'll have another fag.
Yeah,
we'll be late.
It's tiring when you do it. You are spent when you do a high energy show. It takes out of you because there's no script. We do it without. Yeah. We definitely do it without wires. There's no safety net on our shows. But we'd love to do more, and if you guys are into it, work with us, and we'll make it happen. But thanks to everyone that's watched. If you've listened to this on the podcast, thank you so much too. And thanks to everyone that's commented. I know we've not gone through them all, but we're still trying to find a balance between the TV show and this, and and involving folks. But to Paddy, Andrew, David, Alan, Ian, Daz is in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was in. He's probably buggered off now. James, Jonathan, and Johnny, and Anya, and everybody else that's watched on TriggerWarning.tv. Bob Stew, of course. The lesbian whisperer, Bob Stew, and everybody else. Thank you so much. We genuinely appreciate it. We'll start getting back to our regular format next week, but we're going to tinker with this.
Yeah.
Might try an audio one from in here one week. We'll find something that works really well that everyone likes, because I think if more people knew this was going to happen, people do like clicking on a video, don't they? So we'll work our way through it.
And you can still have it as the audio. You can still bugger off and do other things.
Exactly.
Can't you?
So
I do that all the time on YouTube.
But I do want to go out on the radio station as well. But we can do a separate radio show then. We'll have the luxury for it. If the funding is there, we can figure these things out.
Yeah.
We just do them even later, so it affects our families even less.
So I'll be
2 a.m. It's time for trigger warning.
Show 4 of the evening, guys. Strap in.
Can you imagine how fucking...
Oh, she don't give a shit. She loves me. And I told her I'd be out the house. She's like, fucking great.
Yeah, but it's the thought of doing 4 shows of a night.
I know, yeah.
Just swapping places. And then 2 shows together. And just by the end of it, like...
We're on the same side of the table now. This is the same side show, everyone.
The worst part is as well, when we do them late, we get too much of the giggles.
Yeah.
We have a real problem with that. If it's late, it gets giddy and stupid. But because usually we do these things from our respective houses, we're trying to laugh quietly.
Yeah.
Which at some point is going to cause a prolapse. Something terrible. Something's got to give.
I love the thing is though, you're making jokes about prolapsing in my ear, and my daughter's just pulling on my knee, and I'm there, and then my naked partner will run in and just go like that, and I'm muted away, just going, it's all right. Oh yes, Hayden.
Listen, guys, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and do join us again on Thursday night At 8 o'clock for Game Face Show.
Yes, I need to do. I've got so many notes for it now. I need to do.
Well, we need to get that done then.
Get them all crossed out and done.
And you just tell me how long it'll last, and I'll add 30 minutes to it, and we'll be all right. But that's fine by me because I enjoy it. I actually do enjoy doing it, so it's fine.
It only lasts longer when we're enjoying it.
Exactly.
If it's not, then I'm like, yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah,
You know?
it is.
If you're into gaming, chiptune, anything like that, but especially computer gaming and just anything to do with it, and occasionally Graham just like getting into too much of a trigger warning mood previously, and off he goes.
Yes. Yeah. If you like gaming origins that lead into other things.
Exactly. But do check that out, Game Face Show on Thursday at 8 while 9. Then, of course, we've got Trigger Warning TV at 10 while 11-ish. Game Face Show returns on Fab Radio and Cogent Radio on Sunday night, 7 whilst 9. And then we're back with the Trigger Warning Radio /podcast/vodcast. Vodcast. I don't think I've ever said that out loud in my life. Let me just get a feel for that. Vodcast. Hey, that's good.
You need to learn to live, man. You're not.
Vodcast.
That's right in my ears.
I am a vodcaster. Watch me vodcast. My vodcast is moist.
No, it's too low, man. It's making my balls like it's like, oh, you know. I don't want to look at you and have those thoughts. No.
Vodcast.
Because I can already hear the bass going when you do it. You're like, and I can just hear it. Hayden could have me like that.
Show 5. Show 5 of the evening. Vodcast. Guys,
I was actually flicking my nipple there for a second. I was like, go, yeah, say it again, Hayden. Go on. I need to, yeah.
I'm not saying it again now. I'm feeling quite uncomfortable.
I think I might need to wake ourselves up, when I get in. I'll do one way or another.
But whatever you do, don't tell her why you're frisky.
Yeah. Shagger like City's won. Come on, darling.
Of course, the worst one is, well, why are you so frisky tonight? Hayden was talking. It's like, no!
Both ears, darling. It was both ears tonight. That's why they tell you to just do the one ear, innit?
Yeah. So you don't hear vodcast. Well, I've said that's it for about 4 times, and we're doing our usual trick.
Yeah, sorry, I'm reading the comments now about GPs starting on 80 grand a year. Fuck off. Fuck off.
Do they? GPs start on 80,000. Well, why not? They've earned it.
Yeah, and you know what you need to do to become a GP? Yeah. It's not like you just fucking walk out of 4 years. That's like hard cut. Fuck off.
Yeah, being a GP is your reward.
And it's not the GPs that are getting fucked over, you fucking idiot.
Although slowly but surely it is.
Well, yeah, but but they're not the most. They're the ones that are doing all right. They're not the ones that are getting fucked. No. Actually, think about what the NHS is, you idiot. I mean,
interesting.
I'm getting. Sorry, we were trying to finish, weren't we?
Don't get into the whole actual how much a GP gets paid. Why is this guy pointing that out? What point is he making? Is he what actual point?
Yeah. That's what's made me so angry.
See, there's nothing wrong with anyone in the NHS because GPs get 80 grand. Therefore, that cleaner's all right.
Yeah.
Is it too much? Is it not enough?
I don't know.
Is it something that you find contentious?
I'm imagining that's being touted as, look at this massive wealth.
This individual capable of making sure you don't die at a moment's notice of various things you couldn't even spell is getting paid quite a bit.
But not only that, Nick, how many hours did he work a week?
Where
did he live?
They stop even adding them up.
50, 60 hours a week.
Oh, yeah.
And if they're in the north, they've still got a pretty good standard of living. They're not rich. If they're in London, they're broke. Same thing with our criminal justice system. Sorry to get on to that. I don't want to go into another point. But the criminal justice system in the UK is systematically failing now. And there are more and more cases which are just mistrials. We're criminally, ironically using the word there, underfunding our criminal justice. They
Yeah.
can't cope.
Yeah.
And not only that, defence lawyers, you know, everyone takes the piss out of. Oh, the defence lawyer, scumbag, whatever. These are guys that get paid considerably less than, you know, I'm telling you, state appointed.
No, I know what you
Courts
mean.
appointed
Yeah,
lawyers.
yeah.
There's one, I followed him on Twitter for a while. He's been through law school, and he's dedicated his life through choice, because he could have gone the private company route. Any solicitor can, you know, and even as a junior, you'll earn reasonable money with some of them. Granted, you'll be less popular than an estate agent, but you know, that's life. This guy couldn't afford to live in London and have any kind of lifestyle that didn't put him in debt. And he was working stupid hours to defend people who had no money, because you need defence. That's how the law works. Still, the thing that drives me crazy. Oh, why would a lawyer defend that person?
Because they're entitled to legal representation.
Yeah, and without it, life would be really fucking awkward. Because why have a trial? Just decide. Oh, his eyes are too close together. Guilty. You know, that's it. He's got hairy ears. Paedophile. It's the Twitter thing, you know. So he's just say paedophile.
Oh, no, I was hiding my hairy ears.
Big perverts. Anyway, I'll go on to tell something else, guys. Thank you so much for listening, watching, however you've digested this episode of Trigger Warning. That's great. We'll see you all in a couple of days. I trust you'll all have a healthy, wealthy week. And if you're a GP listening to this, what the fuck are you doing with your life? You've got 80 grand to spend, dude. All right, guys, have a good one, and bye-bye.